The Minneapolis Assembly in 1888 is considered the most famous and important event in the history of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Held in Minneapolis, Minnesota, this assembly left a profound mark on our history. Ellen White emphasized the significance of this event by stating, "I have been instructed by God that the terrible experience at the Minneapolis Conference is one of the saddest chapters in the history of the believers of present truth." But what happened during this assembly to warrant such a strong statement? Before we delve into the assembly itself, we need to go back a few years to understand the elements that led to this event. The Seventh-day Adventist Church was raised up by God to restore truths forgotten by the Protestants and trampled upon by the papacy during the Middle Ages. The law of God, the Sabbath, the state of the dead, and the sanctuary were, in the early years of Adventism, the central focus of all literature and preaching. And indeed, they were what the world needed. However, like a pendulum that swings from one extreme to the other, we reached a point where we have preached the law until we are as dry as the hills of Gilboa, that had neither dew nor rain. This image depicts the view of Adventism during this period. Made by Kellogg, it portrayed the plan of salvation, the law, and the cross in prominence. In addition to a theology lacking the necessary vitality, heated debates over certain points of prophecy in the law in Galatians paved the way for the rejection by much of the Adventist people during this assembly regarding the message and the messengers God had raised up. Dear conference attendee, have you ever stopped to consider the state of the hearts of those who rejected this message? Disputes over personal viewpoints, prejudices due to certain characteristics of the messengers, self-sufficiency, pride, and other feelings prevented Jesus from entering their hearts. The message God sent was the one that would illuminate the world with the glory of God. It was the loud cry. However, this message found no place in the minds and hearts of the people because other things occupied that space. How is your heart today? Do you see the same elements present? Why not surrender completely to Jesus now, leaving aside every hindrance so that, in this conference, you can hear and accept the message and the messengers that God has sent?